Hey everybody, it's Jen. So I'm gonna apologize now because I look like crap right now, but I have a long story to tell you guys. So on March 3rd, I was down, or actually no, you know what? A week before this all happened, I went down to the hospital because I was losing some mucus. And I thought for sure it was my mucus plug. So I went in to get checked, and they told me not to worry, and they said, you know, it's nothing, it's just a little bit of mucus, you're fine. So a week later, on March 2nd, I went back into the hospital again because I was losing more mucus. They told me stay on bed rest, you know, keep the bed rest going and everything will be fine, you know. It's just a little bit of mucus, it'll go away. It's all part of pregnancy. But 12 hours later, I was in the courthouse and my water broke. So I was only 32 weeks when my water broke. And when I went into the hospital, I drove myself to the hospital, and the doctors and nurses thought I was crazy, but I didn't feel any pain or anything. It was just my water had broke. So I drove myself to the hospital. I got to the hospital. They brought me up to the second floor to the maternity ward, and it was like a gong show. I had so many people poking and prying at me, and I'm like, what is going on? I didn't know whether I was coming or going. So I was at the hospital in my hometown for 2.5 hours. But my hometown doesn't have a NICU, so I got sent 7.5 hours away. They flew me, actually, from the hospital. They took me in the ambulance to the airplane that was going to take me to Red Deer, and we got stuck in the hangar for 2.5 hours. So meanwhile, I'm doped up on morphine, you know, and they had to give me medication to stop my labor. So when I left my hometown, I was already 2 centimeters dilated. And then we got stuck in the hangar, so I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have this baby in the plane. But they stopped my contractions, and they sent another plane from Peace River to come get me. So they transferred me to planes. And once I arrived in Red Deer, the ambulance took me to the hospital. And I got at the hospital about 9 o'clock at night. I had a little bit of rest. And I started to go into active labor at 2 o'clock in the morning. So they kept me in the room for a little bit. When he checked me at about 4 o'clock in the morning, I was 4 centimeters. And so they said, okay, you know, you're gonna have your baby today. And you know, I was crying because he's only 32 weeks gestation, so I was really worried about him. But so basically, from the time I walked from my room to the delivery room, I went from 4 centimeters to 10 centimeters in that like little short walk. I don't know how I did it or what was going on, but I kept telling them, you know, like, seriously, it feels like the baby's gonna fall out of me. And they're like, no, seriously, it's okay. You know, the baby's fine. Nothing wrong with the baby. He'll stay in there, whatever. And they got me into the labor and delivery. They gave me the laughing gas. I had a really bad contraction, and I sucked back on the gas really, really hard, and my whole right side of my body went numb. Not a good feeling when you're in pain. But, so then, I wanted the epidural. So they came in and they gave me the epidural, and then they realized that I was at 10 centimeters, you know, and that, like, the whole time me telling them that the baby feels like he's gonna fall, it was me needing to push. So, basically they gave me the epidural, and then after that I was pushing. And because they had given me the epidural that late, my contractions had stopped. So they were gonna give me another, drug to start my contractions back up again. But I was just determined. I was like, nah, I'm getting him out. You know, I'm not getting any more drugs pumped into me tonight. So he was born March 4th at 8:19 in the morning. He's currently in the hospital. He's 2 weeks old today. Sorry I haven't gotten an update to you guys sooner, but it's been crazy here. So, but I will post up some pictures and some videos I have of him. Now, be forewarned that he does have some tubes coming out of him, and you know, he had a breathing mask on, and he's, you know, he's really tiny. He was born 4 pounds 6 ounces, and he shrunk down to 4 pounds. But he's doing good now. He's back up to 4 pounds and 7.2 ounces as of, like, he was weighed last night. So, but he's doing really well. So just be forewarned that it's a hard sight to look at, that he's got all these tubes and stuff in him. So, but yeah, here's some pictures and videos, and I hope you guys have an awesome delivery if you're pregnant. And thank you for following me, and I'll keep doing updates on him and videos and whatever else, just so you guys can see him. Okay, so his name is Liam Patrick Blake, and that's his first and his 2 middle names. And he's 2 weeks old today. So here's some pictures and videos of him. Thanks, guys.